Hi, I'm Rob Decker. Today we're going to do a demonstration on a patterned carpet, and if you can see, this is a very thin short loop, or I'm sorry, short cut pile, and it has exactly 3 twists per yarn here, and it's very difficult to work with. Plus, being a patterned carpet that we're going to do a bonded insert in, it is just extremely delicate work, but it can be done successfully as long as the customer understands that you're not going to get 100%. And that's one thing that every customer needs to know, is that we are shooting for a 60 to 80% improvement. If we do better, we do better, but that is what we are shooting for, is 60 to 80% improvement in the area. So we have a damaged portion right here. I have done some Sharpie and just kind of made a damaged area, and this, as you can see, is our donor piece that we are going to take from, and that corresponds this way, as you can see. So this is what we're going to be using, and as I said, this is a really delicate repair. One false row, one false move in this can be very detrimental to what you've got going on. So you really want to do a very precise job. Once again, I want to remind you that you don't cut anything with a dull blade but yourself. So please, brand new blade every time that you are going to do a repair. Sometimes you even put new blades in at the repair, during the repair. So brand new blade, and first thing we're going to do is find a row. Start that over. Okay. Okay, we are up past the damaged area. Find a row down here. Very nice. Okay, now we have got the damaged portion out, and at this point we must be very careful about what we have left here. Our yarns are very brittle at this point, and they will just fall right out with a false move or two. So what we want to do next is go ahead and get our seam tape sized and custom fit for the repair, and get this under there. We roll these backwards for just a second, and they will begin to lay lay much more flat that way. We're going to trim the edge, as we always do, because we don't want a space in between our glued sections. And we are going to carefully place these underneath the cut edges facing each other. And like that. Now we really do not want to disturb the face yarns here really at all. So immediately we are going to go ahead and seal these and start letting this dry. Now the reason that we are going to seal this before we do our dry fit with our donor piece is because we know exactly, by the pattern, we know exactly how we need to cut this. So we don't really need to put the donor piece into its section here to determine what to do with it. It's already predetermined. And if that doesn't make sense, we'll show you here in just a minute. Okay. Now we just need to make sure that that is worked right in. This liquid latex is a sealant, and it needs to be in between the primary and secondary backing, but we really don't want it on the face yarns. So carefully we apply this liquid latex, and we really just want to make sure that these tufts are going to stay where we want them. Not only during the repair, but afterward. Okay, now we're just going to begin to visualize where this belongs. And we're going to begin cutting, taking layers off, putting it down, and making sure that we've got what we want. Okay, now I'm going to be cutting right down a row here. And this is delicate work, and you always want to, how they'll tell you, measure twice and cut once. Well, the same concept here is you just make sure you cut off less than what you think you should to make sure that you get the final product that's going to look great. Okay, very nice. Got a nice straight row there. But as you can see, we're a little off. We need to be in this section. So we are going to just basically trim a single row off of this. And then we'll be in better shape to determine how much more needs to come off. Okay, that is one single row of tufts, as you can see. We want to make sure that we're not losing tufts while we're trying this. Okay, now let's look at this. That is awful close on the bottom. And we need a little more off of this side. Okay, so we're going to go a single row again, very delicately. Okay, put that aside. Okay, we are precisely where we want to be on this. Now, you see how the rest of the pattern really matches up well when you have it exactly where you want it. Very nice. Now, I'm going to make a cut on this edge. Okay, now this is excess. And we will begin working from our one matching side. We will begin to trim where it is necessary to get this sized right. Now, of course, you want to keep right down the row. And of course, it's delicate work. But it will look very, very good in the end. Okay, so we're going to go with one more row out. I believe that's right where I want it. So now we'll remove the excess here, right down a row. A lot of this has to do with checking it on every single cut, every single time, to make sure that we have what we want. Now on this cut, I am going to go 2 rows because I'm confident that I have that to spare here. And this may actually be my final trim cut. No, I have one more to do. Okay, so I have one more row to remove, and this should be the last for this side. Very nice. And yes, this is absolutely correct. Now, This side we're going to remove 3 rows. And then 2 more. And 2 more. Okay, we are down to 1 more row to remove. No. We still have another one. Okay, we can see the dry fit shaping up pretty nicely. You can see that it's not going to be absolutely perfect, but it is very, very good. I think I see a half row that's going to have to come out. Yep. Get these edges. We're going to make sure that we have a good sealant. This is just a high quality latex sealant that I'm using here. We want to make sure that we bond every one of these edges. That prevents the tufts from pulling out when someone walks across the area that you've repaired, or someone runs a vacuum cleaner over the area, which of course we know is going to happen usually on a weekly basis when you do these in a residential setting. Well, be very careful and do these properly, because that's your work for life right down there on that floor. Very important to do things the right way. Okay, now we're getting that in between the primary backing and the secondary backing. And that is just really providing good protection for these tufts. And now we insert this without allowing the adhesive to get onto the other face yarns. There we are. avoid as much as possible. Okay. Fit this down. All right. Now we are going to just melt the seam tape that's under here. And we're going to roll this with our carpet seam roller. And this will help blend that in. It will help the adherence. Okay, very good. It's going to help push the carpet down into that melted glue and make it all one piece. There are a lot of benefits to a seam roller after you've heated the tape. Okay, and we have just a little glue on the surface while it's still wet. We can fix that. And then at the very end we can just take our carpet awl and just kind of blend this a little bit. Make sure that we don't have any trapped face yarns. And just really attempt to blend this in. Just a little bit to trim here. Okay. As you can see, it is not an invisible repair. We do not guarantee invisible repairs. What we are going to guarantee, though, is that we have made a major improvement in the situation, and instead of replacing the carpet for one area that needs a little help, all we can do is do a really high quality repair, make sure that it's going to last for a while. Thank you so much.